Hey guys, Phil Baumhardt here. So for today's video, I got this big old blade catcher buoy I want to show you guys. So this is a 14-inch blade overall. It's kind of my standard blade catcher pattern. This is my third one of these that I've done. So you've got the guards with the hooks. This has got the ricasso, step down ricasso like the Bowie, and the saw teeth on the spine. And so between the ricasso and the saw teeth, these are used for catching and holding blades, so either other large knives or possibly cane swords, sabers, or even machetes, that kind of thing. You know, I don't really expect people to get into knife fights and use this kind of stuff, but it is kind of cool, and it goes back to kind of the Bowie knife lore and legend if you look at the Bowie and some of the other ones. So it's got kind of a subtle sweep, so it reminds me of the Musso Bowie, which is a big old brass-backed Bowie, and that's another knife that is rumored to have belonged to Jim Bowie, but there's a good number of those out there. So sharpened false edge, so you can cut with the back edge. So you know, again, as a purpose-built fighting knife with that false edge, you know, you can just open somebody up really fast. You've got that real fine point. So this is a very deadly fighting knife. It's got good balance. It's going to be forward heavy, of course. So let's see, so right about somewhere right in there. So still very blade heavy, but I like that, you know, it wants to slash and cut. So handle's long enough, you can get a second hand on there. So if you wanted to fight with this like a long sword, you could definitely do that. But you know, if you really want a power stroke, get two hands on there. So just like some of the other ones, this is 1095 steel. It's got a pretty cool pattern left in the blade from the quench, so I tried to leave that on there as much as possible. Got a little brass collar instead of the leather, and that's really on there just to get a good fit between the blade handle and the guard, because you bolt this handle on here, and you know, any sort of leeway, the handle moves around a bit, so that's kind of a challenge to get through. So without further rambling, let's see how it cuts. Alright, so clearly it will kill, and so next thing I want to show you is the sheath for it. It's a slightly fancier sheath than what I usually do, but let me throw this on and I'll kind of talk you through some of the features. Okay, so here's a little better look at the knife in the scabbard. So the way that this suspension system works is I've got this loop here, and this comes all the way off, but you've got two pull dot snaps on there. So what that means is they can only be snapped on and off in one direction. So any pressure this way, it won't come off. So I figured that's a good way to hang the knife from, so you don't have to worry about these snaps ever coming off, because the only way you're going to get them off is by pulling this way like this, and you've got two of those. So these are what are used on concealed carry holsters. So for if it's good enough to carry a gun, it's good enough to carry a knife. So you never have to worry about this coming undone and your knife falling off. And then I've got this kind of metal baler, and it's not welded together or anything like that, so you could actually use this and weave this through some molly loops or use this as an attachment point. You can actually take it all the way off, and then you have this belt loop here, so if you wanted to wear it cross draw or just have it ride higher on the belt, you could remove this. So you got some nice options there, and I've got this configured so that the snaps aren't against the handle of the knife, so that's not scratching that up, and it also keeps the metal from hitting against it. So it looks kind of cool, but it also, you know, serves a pretty unique function. And so I've got this long strap. This is probably longer than what you'll need, but if you're a, you know, if you're a bigger dude, or if you're trying to put this over layers of winter clothing, like when you're deer hunting or something, you're gonna have plenty of strap for this, and you know, you can always cut it down, but you can't make it longer. So this is like a leg tie down, kind of like a gunslinger style of leg tie, so it just keeps the knife from flapping around and slapping against your leg as you're walking around, so it just keeps it all, you know, nice and close to you at all times. So good snug fit on the blade, but it draws out easy. So I can shake this upside down and it doesn't fall out. A little bit there. So you shake it a little bit, it will come out, but it's got good retention, so you don't have to worry about it bouncing out. But I went over this with Neat Foot Oil. That's why it's kind of got that red hue, and then the gloss is some acrylic Resolene, you know, just for waterproofing and just to kind of, you know, fancy it up a little bit. Alright, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video, and if you want to own this knife, check out my Etsy web store. I got this and other blades on there, and if there's something specific you want me to make for you, send me an email or contact me through Facebook or Instagram, and we'll see if we can make you a custom blade. I'm also now an affiliate with the All American Clothing Company, which is a company that, just like the name says, all their clothing products are made in the USA. So like the jeans I was wearing in the video, my Blackheart Forge hat, and some of the flannel shirts that you've seen me wear in other videos, I got all that from the All American Clothing Company. So I got a link in the description box, so if you want some American-made clothes and you use that link when you purchase it, I'll get a little bit of a kickback, so you'll be helping them out, be helping me out, and you'll also be wearing made in American clothing. So instead of your money going to Amazon, it's going to support a local business. So go ahead and check them out. So that's all I got for you guys today. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and until next time, be more Viking.